Hello, ahoy. Hey, Sunju. How you going, mate? Hey. Currently translating an entire website so your project has a chance to do okay. I see. What language are you translating it from or into? Just getting some reference images for Night Lords up so that I have some symbols to paint. English to Spanish, right? I see. Can't be asked to use Google Translate, so you're saving yourself some time. Yeah, I mean, as a Japanese speaker, I am a Google Translate hater. So go Night Lords symbol. There we are. That's what we want. Okay, cool. Last night for a night. Hey Tiki, hey Bob. Need to remember where we'd gotten up to. Because what we were doing was, for our lightning bolts, I believe the way we were doing this was... we were using white for our lines. And we had our metallic blue. Was it just the two different things? Just white and then metallic blue? I think that might have been it. Had a big 9-hour bolt action game yesterday. Fictional Battle for Malta. Fun stuff. Awesome. Yeah, the whole, like, tabletop in general, like, no matter what it is, tabletop games can always go for so long. That it makes me think of, like, when I was first getting into D&D and like that sort of thing with my friends, we would have 8 to 9 hour D&D sessions. It's so good. Oh, Sigmas, like chaos. Just wondering what red I should use for the wings and stuff. Because the Night Lord's red, I feel like it's probably quite similar to Corn red, because it's got a bit of pink to it. Yeah, honestly, I feel like Corn red is just so versatile. Like, I use it for pretty much everything. I'm like, what red should I use? I guess I'll use Corn red. It's pretty good. Oh, did I use Fenrisian Grey instead of pure white? No, I definitely used a pure white. Could have called you my Discord kittens if I prefer that instead of use something. Come on, Chaos. I'm sorry, but you are all my Discord kittens, so You forfeited the right to call us your Discord kittens the moment you joined my Discord server. Imperial Japanese Tiki Terrors were fallen well and the Axis were victorious. Would have fought better if they had 3 arms. I mean, everyone would fight better if they had 3 arms. But there are limitations, you know? They didn't have that luxury. I'm sure if the option was there, they would have had 3 arms. You despise WebP? Why does WebP even exist? Thoughts on your first Emperor's Children model? Oh, I haven't actually had a look. Yeah, because I saw that you got the Champions of Slaanesh box, but I haven't had a look at the Discord since yesterday. Let's see. Minis. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, very cool. Jeez. Yeah, that is very, very cool. So, Emperor's Children Tech Marine? Got V-Box? No, you got 2? Oh, okay. Okay, so we've done those sections, so I guess we'll do the lightning bolts on our shoulder pads now. We'll be much lighter on it, or much less full on with our lightning bolts over the shoulder pads, because we want to have some other heraldry on top of these as well. It's your Lord Exaltant for your Iron Hands, Emperor's Children. Oh, right. Sorry, so, remind me, are these going to be Emperor's Children in the end, or Iron Hands in the end? What is... Because I remember you were making a kit bash using them. This one looks so much cooler than the first one I did in terms of paint scheme. Yeah, I think the first one I did was a lot of fun. Looking at it next to the second one that I did, I really I definitely feel like I've gotten better as I've gone on. It's nice to see a progression. And yeah, I do think that because I'm forcing myself to do all of this shit by hand, I'm sort of forcing myself to get better. Fifth time's the charm finding an image without a background. For some reason, Figma doesn't allow coding. Stupid as fuck. My condolences. Yeah, I do not miss group projects. Build Love Kaneki and Dead by Daylight. I saw that he just kind of got dropped in DBD out of nowhere. Like, what? Would Gojo stand a chance in 40k? No, he would get instantly blasted by by like Araman or someone. Like, I don't think Gojo has any defenses against a direct attack on his brain. You're almost superhumanly stupid. Forgot the comparative value of the fantasy money in your book. Rip. Look, currency's hard. I forgot how much of a pain in the ass this was, because the white just dries on the brush. I had to go back and read shit and think, would I price this like this to figure out if the value is 1/5 or a 20th of a dollar? Shells of Iron more like Shells of Cry. What's up, gamers? Hello, Shells of Iron #1 fan. Oh my, the white paint just dries on the brush so quickly. So painful. I just don't know how to do that, what I'm doing, just like the physical dexterity to paint like that without spilling over. You mean literally just the metal edges and the blue interior? Yeah, the big thing is just, like, just being able to brace properly. So, like, right now my elbows are planted on the desk, and then I've got my palms pressed together like this, and then I'll have my fingers braced against my other fingers, and then my knuckle braced against this finger, and it's pretty much just all pushing together so that your hands can't really go anywhere. And then you just, yeah, I don't know, it's not so much about, like, you just need to do everything you can to avoid shaking, because normally I've got pretty shaky hands. Like, if I try to float my hands like this, it's pretty bad. That's why you just need to brace properly. Makes life a lot easier. Yeah, I reckon we get another fork up here, and then that'll be plenty. Then we can come back through and do the metallic blue. Oh, I made a mess of that one. That's a very thick splotch of white. Yuck. You buy a model as vice, that way you only need to brace one hand. Yeah, I find that having both hands, or bracing both hands, makes it a lot easier. Because it gives you more control over how you're bracing. Oh, but I guess, do you mean like you could use one hand to help brace the other by like grabbing your wrist or something? I guess that could work. But yeah, because I do think like shaky hands are annoying, but they are definitely not a deal breaker when it comes to painting. Because we've got a lot of guys in the community here, well, yeah, like in the who are often here, like Silver and Twisted, who do like genuinely struggle with quite shaky hands, like due to injuries and all that sort of thing. And they've got solutions that help them with their shakes, and they paint some crazy shit. Yeah, I reckon that's pretty good. So now I can go over that with our metallic blue, but we'll make sure we let that dry properly. So we'll do the other shoulder pad in the meantime. And this one we'll try to have the forks go a bit lower, because we went quite high on this one. So we'll try to go more through the middle. You have the same group for another project. On God, they better do extra on that one compared to you. That is wishful thinking, my friend. They're not putting the work in here. What makes you think they're going to put the work in elsewhere? this morning you had 5 pages which were mid. You created an all dark mode and a dark mode version of the website. Now you need to make a copy of each page and translate it to Spanish. Look, you're just gonna make them realize that, yo, Sunju does so much of the work here. We're chilling. We've got him for the other project as well. Awesome. I'll let them sink. Take them down with you. Justice. Hi, hello Noah. How you going, mate? Good night. Kat and I are gonna nap on your stream. Okay, enjoy that nap. I will try not to make any sudden loud noises that might scare the shit out of you. Before you nap, actually, headphones, yes or no? Or speakers? No particular reason, just want to know. Just curious. Speakers, how else could the cat hear your calming voice? Okay. In that case, I will not scream spontaneously. If it was headphones, then that'd be fine. But if I'd scare the shit out of the cat as well, then it's not worth it. That's too cruel. Why did I say cruel like that? Cruel. Cruel. Oh yeah, I like that. I reckon the lightning here is a lot better than what we did on the legs, because it's a lot lighter. It's not super dense like what we did with the legs. Yeah, I like it. So now we'll just come back through and do the metallic blue through the middle of it. Although, actually, I think maybe we need a third fork that goes down a bit lower, because it feels really empty here. Maybe I just do a smaller bolt across the bottom. Well, actually, I can probably break a fork off here. That's probably the best way to do it. And then I just need to make sure I keep it as light as possible. Okay. There we are. That's looking pretty good. I think that helps a lot better with, or helps a lot with the usage of space. Hmm. Okay, now let's see if we can get these lines nice and thin. Don't want to accidentally ruin the lightning bolts that we've made. Every time you hear the outro, the final Pokemon, or to the final Pokemon episode, you get really sad. Which one was the final? Isn't Pokemon ongoing? What do you mean the final Pokemon episode? Ash's journey ended and they changed the theme song around it and it makes you sad? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I haven't watched Pokemon in a very long time. In fact, I think the last actual Pokemon series that I watched was Pokemon Johto. That was so long ago. Makes you feel old, yeah. Yeah, no, I still remember watching the first Pokemon movie and nearly crying to that shit. Like, that was fucked up. Cat got spooked by her sneezing and left. Rip. Well, at least it wasn't my fault. Literally him causing allergies. I was about to say, were you sneezing because of him? Okay, that's looking pretty good. I just need to do the other shoulder pad. Hey, how's everyone doing today? Hey, Fabic. Not too bad. How are you? Pretty good, halfway done with your 13-day work week. Oof. Yeah, don't worry, I've got a couple of those coming up. Not 13 days consecutively, but I've got a lot of work in the next, well, it's not just in the next couple of weeks, past few weeks or so, and then the next couple just being quite full on. Chose this life. No sympathy from Technic. What is this life that you chose? A major job at the refinery you're working at and just started a week ago, going strong until mid-June at least. I see, right, okay. First default website translated, then I'm going to do all the individual paragraphs. I don't know why you're going so hard on this, Sunju. Like, if they haven't put the effort in, you should just put in the minimum effort for yourself to get by and just leave them to sink. Just like if it's a presentation, surely you'd be getting marked separately based on the like the contents of the presentation, right? So just do your own bits to the best of your ability. Surely they wouldn't give you a shared mark for the project. It'd just be like the content is shared, and then the marks would be based on your individual performance. No, it's due tomorrow, and that's not how that'd work. Rip. I guess that's unfortunate. I don't know why they do it like that. I feel like whenever I've done group projects, it's always like you work together to create the substance of it, and then you're marked based on your individual contribution or your individual performance. They can move it up or down a bit based on who did what, but if the project overall is a fail, you fail. Right. Gonna be 13 days a week, 10 hours a day for a long time. Yikes. That sounds like it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be legal. You knew a guy who was put on a team with 2 people who dropped out without telling uni. He complained to her lecturer and then said she'd look into it. A few days before due date, he never heard back and then failed. Teacher blamed him for not contacting her. Awesome. That doesn't seem like the like the greatest process. One of the biggest jobs in Washington State right now. Got tons of people working on it. Right, okay. By the way, I hate you for bringing up Pokemon, because then I just recalled the Pokemon, like I was thinking about Pokemon Johto, and now I've got the Pokemon Johto theme song stuck in my head. Like, it is on repeat. I can't stop. Fucked up. Haunted by a song from my childhood. Yo, hey Jesus, how you going? Hey, that is looking pretty good. Yeah, quite like how these shoulder pads are coming out. So, I guess next up it will just be a matter of doing the, well, I guess before we even get to the proper heraldry, we can do a couple more lightning bolts over the top here. Get a lot of people out of state too. For the big job of the refinery. Are you lighting envy, or do you mean lightning? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this isn't too hard, but it's come out really nicely. What I'm not looking forward to is I want to do some of the bolts going up the side of the guns here, but the surface is so uneven. It's gonna be an absolute pain. Hello, Reese. How you going, brother? That's good to know. Thanks for the $2, Bob. Tell me, when Noah's been saying? Uh, Noah has not been talking. Apparently, the plugin that I use to put super chats on the screen, or put everything on the screen, also puts the little notification there. I haven't seen that before. I don't think other streamers, when they have their chat transparent on the stream, have that. So I might need to have a look at what other plugins people use. Of course, spell correct is the devil. And spell correctors cost you $2. Guess it didn't cost you $2, but it got in the way of your $2. Hello everyone, hey Gavin. What are these emotes, Reese? I don't even know what that last one is. Can I hover over it? What is that last emote? Yeah, I need to find that in the emotes list now. So there was a goat. What is it called? Person turquoise crowd surf. What? Why is that an emote? What is going on, guys? I am so lost. Is this the Reese effect? A Reese effect sounds like a shitty not safe for work game. Why? Why? Where do you... I fail to see which part of that sounds like a not safe for work game. You see, when I think of shitty not safe for work games, I think of the ones on Steam where you see them pop up and they're like sex airplane, like sweat emoji, eggplant emoji, airplane emoji, 18 emoji. You recall a fuck Hitler game that was so weird you avoided it? Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of sex with Hitlers. And there's like furry Hitler or something like that. There's lots of those ones. Like, that's a pretty mainstream porn category on Steam by now. You've never seen something like that? You've doom scrolled Steam a few times? No, there's a lot of them. Like, they just pop up on, like, the new and trending stuff, or the popular upcoming. It's only April 1st? What's happening on April 1st, Noah? Aside from me becoming an anime girl VTuber. For the foreseeable future of my channel. It's like there's an underhive of furry fascist game devs. And it is entertaining. We are all the more lucky to have that underhive of furry fascist game devs. We are blessed to have them. Your top in new and trending are No Mercy 18 and Sex Exit 18. See, that's what I mean. They're just there. They'll be very disappointed on April 1st. Technic, is that you'll be very disappointed if I do become an anime girl, or if I don't become an anime girl? This is important market research I'm doing here. Both on sale, pretty good deal, not gonna lie. You should pick them up, Reese. They sound like quality gameplay experiences. If I don't, well, I don't know if I'll make it in time for April 1st, but if the demand is there, I can't disappoint. Perhaps I should look into this. Hispanic family. Oh, there's a Hispanic family, a house down blasting mariachi, hear it through closed windows and headphones. That's awesome. They are living their best life. Man, this these guns are such a pain. After all that, I've done one half of one of them. I gotta do this twice. I've done one half of the white section of one. We are an eighth of the way through doing the lightning on these guns. Work faster. Quiet, demon. I shall work at the pace that I dictate. The pace I dictate is slow as fuck. You have a reply on Reddit at -19 because a dude actually to me. You called him a nerd. You love the Eldar subreddit. Huge. As in, your nerd comment is -19, or his is -19 for being a nerd? Big Gun, hello, Ollie. Yours is -10. Oh, yours is -19. I see. You upset all the nerds. Hate Warhammer pricing. You spent $45 on one model. First time. It's just how it is. It's the way of the world. The way of the workshop. Still banned on Reddit, never going back. I thankfully never made a Reddit account. Yeah, so I have never had to worry about Reddit nerds. Yeah, like when I first got into painting, I was like thinking, oh, maybe I should, maybe I could make a Reddit account to share my stuff. And then I was like, nah, I don't want to, like, I don't want to share my stuff on Reddit. I feel like I'd get called out for being shit. And also, like, I've managed to make it to being an adult with, like, without ever having a Reddit account. So now I'm just a boomer who doesn't know how Reddit works. So it's like, I can't be fucked at this point. Don't think there's a single person that isn't against GW pricing, and then unless they're the most privileged individual to walk the earth. I can guarantee for you, Oliver, we have had individuals in the chat who have been staunch advocates for GW pricing, who would say things along the lines of, if you can't afford the hobby, then get out. We all know who we're talking about. But there are a lot of people who view the pricing as a way to gatekeep the community. local GW shop rebranding their name to just Warhammer. I mean, that's like, I don't think I've ever seen a GW shop that was called a Games Workshop. Like, the ones that I have seen have always just been called Warhammer. Someone who played against Lego Orcs in a tourney. I had a great time. Gatekeepers can get fucked. I mean, Lego Orcs is the coolest shit. I had a friend say he was going to show up to a 20 covered in purple paint and just start putting bases down. The orcs are there. Just can't see them. Did he ever show up? You have no way of knowing. Maybe he did show up. Dwarves you're painting for Blood Bowl are thick as fuck for no reason. The reason is because they're dwarves. That's the way of the world. It is their God-given right to be thick as fuck. Okay, I reckon once we get all the white sections down, it'll be a lot easier to go through with our metallic blue. Because we'll have the foundation to follow. It's just a matter of getting there. Okay, that is 1/4 of the way there for these guns. So I just need to do that again. And then go back over it with our metallic blue. I guess I can afford to be a little bit more imprecise and sporadic than I have been, because it is lightning, so it's just going to fork all over the place anyway. As long as I try to stay relatively thin and maintain a direction, should be pretty good. Hey. It's looking pretty good for that face. I reckon the shakiness of my hand is actually kind of nice for tracing long, winding lines of lightning. Piece of shit app is finally working, should be able to finish soon. So what is this assignment you actually have to do? So you've made a web page, needs like a web page in Spanish. There's also an app for it. So it needs to be iOS compatible, or not necessarily iOS, but Android. It needs to be compatible as an app? Is that what you need to do? Web design. Oof. Oh, that app they're making you use to make it is horse shit. Oh, I see, okay. Ugh. Nearly dropped that in the paint. Needs dark mode in English, dark mode in Spanish, light mode in English, and light mode in Spanish. Right. You'd think that you just change all on one page, but no, you need to create entirely unique pages for each thing. I was going to say, wouldn't there just be, surely there'd just be a switch so that you can just change the color, like, or to change the color of the text in the background. So that you don't need to make it as a separate thing each time. But that's not possible? No. I love assignments. I love the way school does things. Okay, I will be right back. I'm just going to quickly go to the bathroom, and we'll give those time to dry while we're gone. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, so we can go over these with our metallic blue now. Shit, so us. I do not envy you. Spent an hour creating different versions of pages as variables of a base one, as you were told to do. Turns out buttons are unable to switch between fucking variable. Oh, man. I.e. the way you're doing it before with each page being its own instead of a variable of a base page seems to be the only way to make this shit work. Oh, that's fucked up. Which means that if any changes are made to one page, it doesn't transfer over to the other. You have to do it all separately. That's fucked. Such a terrible way to design a web page. Man, I really like this metallic blue. I'm so glad I decided to get it. I just like saw it when I was like when I was looking at when I was trying to find a place where I could buy some Vallejo liquid mask and paint retardant medium. I saw it and I was like, hang on, this sounds like it could be banger. I'm glad that I picked it up because it's so cool. This is so stupid. On God, everything you Google has the most backward solution. My face when coding. Pick a component that can be used on multiple pages. Sounds good. Make something, or want to make something no longer a component. No, you've got to create a copy of the component, then delete the original, because adding the option to remove as a component would be too fucking easy. Is the issue because once it's integrated, it just refuses to let you remove it? You have acquired Pi? What kind of Pi have you acquired, Technic? Have you acquired a delicious steak and pepper pie? Perhaps some mushroom? Components have never been used anywhere. Oh, okay. So it's not even like they're integrated. They're just there. The best kind, strawberry rhubarb. Oh, right. Pies in the US are often sweet. Sweet pie is not really a thing over here. Most of the time, pie is just like, they're savory pies. Yeah, most of the time in Australia when you're talking about eating a pie, people are thinking like a beef pie. Meat pie is awesome, same with savory, but a nice fruit pie is perfection. Yeah, I'm not super into overly sweet things. So, the idea of a sweet pie has never really appealed to me. Like, I'm sure it's good, but I don't know, I struggle with really sweet things. You call the sweet kind pies, you have the other kind? So what would you, if you don't, so what would you refer to a beef pie as? If you refer to the sweet kind as pies, does that mean you don't refer to a beef pie as a pie? What do you call a beef pie? A meat pie. I see. So so it's still a pie then? Unless Bob has something else that he refers to them as. depends. Ooh, I wanna hear what the other options are. All right, Bob, I'll set the scene for you. It's a singular pie, a singular pastry. The base of it about that big. Top of it about that big. And it's got a nice crispy top on it with we'll say it's got like the got like poppy seeds and cracked pepper on the top, filled with your gravy, chunks of steak, and lots of pepper all the way through. What would you call that? You don't recall any one name for the savory ones? Pot pies or shepherd's pie? Nah, shepherd's pie is the one that's got like your shepherd's pie have got your those are specifically the ones that have the mashed potato and stuff for the top rather than a pastry roof. It's mashed potato, no? Pot pie. So it'd be a pot pie, I see. As many pies as there are proteins. The world of pies is more complex than I had imagined. See, I'd see that and I'd just go, oh yeah, that's a pie. That's a good old that's a nice meat pie. God, shepherd's pie is good. It is, yeah. Provided you have the right amount of mashed potato. You have too much mashed potato, and that shit is just like, it's a chore to eat. What would you say is Australia's food? I don't know. Australia doesn't really have its own unique cuisine. I think it was either Gavin or Aaron a while ago were talking about how Australia is apparently quite good for just fine dining experiences, like in terms of like good quality like European restaurants and that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't think Australia has really existed long enough to develop our own sort of cuisine. Maybe all the dime piece tonight, we shall see. But yeah, I would say that like Australian cuisine in general, it's got a lot of like, I don't know, there's a lot of Southeast Asian flavors here I would say. Like there's a lot of use or again, I don't know. We've got fucking everything here. Australia sounds like the USA, fucking everything. Yeah. I do think that Australia is probably similar to the US in a lot of regards. What I've heard from like my parents who went like after they went to the US for like because they one of my relatives, she got married in the US. When my parents went there for the wedding, they stayed for a little while and just like went traveling, and they said that the US is just weird Australia, is like the way they described it. It's just like everything is larger and there's sugar in everything and you have to tip for some reason. Yeah, they said it's just weird Australia. And also the public transport was somehow worse. Although they said they really liked San Francisco. You tip because people don't get paid enough. Yeah, but it's such a weird concept that the like the payment of employees falls upon the shoulders of the customer, not the employer. And public transport is bad. Yeah, no, the thing is, like, public transport is bad in Brisbane. So it's like, it's crazy to imagine that it's somehow worse in the US in general. Although I guess there is like a concerted effort from forces in the US to make sure public transport is bad. Like when was it San Fran? Or I know it was in Vegas as well. It was Vegas and somewhere else. Maybe it was Vegas and California. Well, not California in general. Well, I know Vegas and somewhere else were trying to build high-speed rail, and then Elon came along and was like, "Yo, I've got an awesome idea, and I call it the Hyperloop." And he pitched that to crush the any chance of there being actual public transport, so that he could maintain the dominance of the car in those areas. Trying to sell you a second copy of the Emperor's Children Codex and the data card, so you have your brother advertising it up in BC. Where is BC? Highway toll road forces annihilated high-speed rail in Texas, though, in the 80s to now. Yeah, I feel like I read that and I didn't understand a single word I just said. Highway toll road, highway toll road forces annihilated high-speed rail in Texas, though, or through the 80s till now. BC's in Canada. I see. Okay. British Columbia. Oh, okay, okay. The thing is, like, toll roads are really good at, toll roads are really good for reducing traffic. The thing is, like, you need to do tolls at the same time that you are introducing, public transport options. Like, that is the way that you make public transport work, is you need to simultaneously reduce capacity or make it harder to drive, and then provide, public transport alternatives. construction conglomerates destroyed any hope of high-speed rail in Texas for the last 50 years. Right. Yeah, we've had our own slew of issues in Brisbane as well. Like the what is it? The Conservative Party, the Liberal National Party, in a very recent thing was so. First off, Brisbane has phenomenal bus infrastructure, really good bus infrastructure, but because we have good bus infrastructure, the parties have just decided that that is all we need, and they just keep doing more and more and more buses. And the issue is that it's so poorly managed now and so overworked that the buses are just unbelievably like stretched thin, and there's so many buses that are carrying like nobody, because we essentially have dozens of buses running from really remote routes, like way out in the suburbs, that run all the way into the city, rather than having buses which will run to hubs, which will then have which will then go back. So you, instead of having a bus go from suburb to hub to suburb to hub to suburb to hub, and then having other buses that go from hub to city, hub to city, hub to city, instead we just have an absolute shitload of buses that go from suburb to city to suburb to city. And so it's just like, by the time you get to the city, there's like 1,000 buses there, each with like 10 people on them, and the buses are all just, there's essentially just traffic jams of buses. And it's just like, it's so bad. And rather than reorganize the buses or introduce alternatives to buses like train lines, the Conservative Party decided to create a quote-unquote metro that isn't a train. It's just a fancy, longer bus that uses the same bus infrastructure that we're already using. Yeah, we've got some very fun public transport challenges in Brisbane. There's a like the thing is, like, I've watched there's a really cool video about it that popped up in my my YouTube front page a few days ago, which was done by like a 400 or 500 sub account who I had never seen before. Very cool to see it. There's a really good video on it. It was about the Brisbane Metro. But yeah, it's nice to see homegrown talent. if you ever put in Scotty's position, you're airing out show. What is... am I missing context? I don't think I understood a single part of that. Who is Scotty? What does airing out show mean? Scotty doesn't know. I'm so lost. Ever heard the song Scotty Doesn't Know? Oh! Yes, I have. Prank Patrol. I don't think that's what they're talking about, Reese. Favorite rhyme being we did it on his birthday mainly because it was just a fun little fact that rhymed with nothing. You are awoken. Welcome back, Shells of Iron #1 fan. How was your nap? Can confirm you dreamt about being swarmed by ants while listening to me. Awesome. I'm glad that I bring such soothing dreams to you as getting swarmed by ants. Should look up the Glittering Myriad. Are they a band? Otherwise, solid nap 7 out of 10. Needed more ants. Terror. Look, ants are awesome. I reckon if you manage to dream about being swarmed by ants, that's a privilege. Glittering Myriad or a warband, as in a chaos warband? Or like actual real life warlords. Anyone else in chat ever fall into a fire ant hill? How are you alive, Technic? You fell into a fire ant hill? The Chaos Warband. Okay, so the name Glittering Myriad makes me think that they're Tzeentch worshippers. Either that or Emperor's Children. I'll finish the blue on this, and then I'll have a look at them. Guessing Australia has unreasonably big anthills. Only really in the outback. I'm pretty sure in the outback you see like the tall ones. But honestly, yeah, I don't think we don't really have crazy anthills. At least that I've seen. I'm sure there are pretty impressive ones in the Outback, though. We've just got dickheads of ants that just live in school ovals, though. Just green ants will just fuck you up. Every Australian child has a memory of sitting on a green ant nest and just getting fucking ruined by them. Like, every school oval on this, like, well, on this continent has, like, thousands upon thousands of green ant nests on it. Your town has scented ants that'll be in the, in your house the moment it's warm. I see. Wondering doing glittering myriad as the standard troop and making the bigger guys the Threnodic choir. I'll have a look at their color schemes in a sec. I'm assuming that the Threnodic choir probably have a few noise marines. Like half your house is ants right now, and that's not a unique situation. Yeah, ants, at least, they're not a super big issue in my suburb, at least. Like, we get just like the annoying little black ants. But that's just like when it's hot, they will come inside and raid your dishwater for raid your dishwasher for water. That's about it. Otherwise, you sit down on a on the school oval and you are getting eaten by green ants. Green ants live off the soft flesh of young children. Is their main source of sustenance. Builds character, it does. Every hero needs an origin story. Okay. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I reckon once we get the metallic, like brass and bronze and shit on there, I think that'll look good. Yeah, pretty happy with how those have turned out. So I'll look at these war bands now. So what was it? It was Glittering Myriad 40k. As a child, you had this absolutely massive fire ant hill that was discovered by you tripping in it. Yikes. Yeah, again, how are you alive? Oh, the glittering myriad has quite a nice color scheme. And then what's the other one? Benedict Choir. Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, they're both cool. I feel like the glittering myriad would be a much bigger pain to paint because there's so much white. Wow. Big stretch. Okay, let's put these arms back on him and just have a look at it, see how it's coming along so far with all our bits. Let's just refocus that. Yeah, I'm liking how it's coming along, honestly. It's looking quite good. You're gonna do the white scar method of prime grey airbrush white? I see. Yeah, I guess people have had many years to come up with ways to simplify doing white color schemes. Oh man, actually, that looks really cool. I do like that a lot. Yo, why? Okay, I'm happy. This has been worth the effort so far. I reckon the three forks is probably the best looking bit, although even that is really nice. Yeah, holy shit. Why am I so good? Fuck, man. See, this is why you hand paint everything. It teaches you to be good at painting. I say this as a horrible painter, but I feel it makes me feel good about myself. Ah, that's so cool. Okay, now how do we want to do this on the main body? Do we go for like bolts coming out from the window? Holy shit, it took me so long to think of the word window. Holy. Yeah, so do we want to do like bolts coming out from the window, or do we want to go for like maybe bolts coming out from the door, and then we have the door a different color? Or do we just run the length of the night? Watch out, guys. Genius in the building. My earth-shattering intellect. Look, it's an issue that comes with learning a second language, is it deletes like 30% of your skill in your main language. I don't know why, but like it's I will genuinely have moments where I will be trying to think of a word and I will know the word in Japanese and I will not know the word in English. It's fucked up. It's genuinely the worst. Sounds like a skill issue, personally. Not gonna lie, I read that as skull issue. I'm just so stupid. I'm gonna go fill up my glass of water. I need a break. You forgot the word for giraffe. It's always the same in Spanish too, which is the worst part. Like it just happens. You'll be like, what is that word? Yeah, I'm gonna go fill up my glass of water. And I take the opportunity to stretch and look at things further away from my face for a little bit. My brain is frying. I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. Forgot your friend's name yesterday? Okay. That I cannot say I have done. Because there's not an issue of like, oh, second language replaced this word with something else. No, that's just like, you just, sorry bro, I just forgot what your name was. Sorry. Whoopsie. Almost done, just a few more connections. Holy shit. I just accidentally lifted these up a bit too high. You know what? And the brain blast from this. You know what this makes me think of? This is a necromorph. This is fucking Dead Space right here. With the fucking... the arms up high like that. Fucking... yo. He's telling a story, and at the end you looked at him and you're like, I've been trying to remember your name for like 5 minutes. That is horrible. It wasn't just like a in the moment, like trying to say his name and you're like throwing up other names. No, it was like 5 minutes just looking at him like, what is this guy's name? Okay. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to go like lots of little lightning bolts, or do we want to go for like a big one or two that goes across the like the bulk of it and like splits and forks out? His name is Ben. Well, I mean, to be fair, that's a hard name to remember. Favorite Australian insect story recently? Does this have to do with getting swarmed by ants in your dreams? The discovery of the new deadliest spider in the world, basically a bigger funnel web. Oh, are you talking about the Newcastle Big Boy? We named it Big Boy, yep. That's the Newcastle Big Boy. However, I'm unfortunately going to have to subtract points from you because you just referred to this as an insect story and then you told us about an arachnid. So I am quite disappointed with you. It was a good story, but the framing was misleading. Test time. If you find an error, someone is getting shot. Find an error, you are making the news tomorrow. You know, do glittering mirror, but with all the tech and shit, white might not be the best color. I mean, but you'd be able to get like the gold trim and that sort of thing. Like gold always looks really good with white. And I guess, and by extension, white always looks really good with gold as well. He finds an error, he's going live on YouTube. What was the name of that one guy? Like the guy who was always like recording in his car and then went postal? It's like he was always like recording in his car, like parked at the beach. Made in Telescope mainstream Valentine's Day killer, etc. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that guy, yeah. You didn't know if Sanji's going with a knife or an assault rifle. Oh, he's in the UK. He's going with a knife. It was actually a shooting in your city recently. Yikes. Yo, I feel like this is the coolest looking lightning bolt I've done yet. I don't know why. It's the shape of it is so nice. Maybe it's because I have like the large space to work with, so I can really spread it out. Oh, fuck. What a mess. What a mess. We'll have to try to clean that up. The asymmetry is why it's nice, you think? It cuts through the otherwise symmetrical design. Yeah. I think it's also because it leaves a lot of space open still. I think I want to have a fork come down this way. Just because it's way too open down here. But overall, I still want to leave a lot of it open. But just because if you look at it at this angle, you see pretty much nothing. So I think we get one fork coming down this way, and then we're pretty much chilling. Righto. Yeah, I like that. Like that a lot. Do we do another one, a smaller one up here, or just leave it? I reckon maybe we just leave it. Yeah, I reckon we just leave it as is. 6 pages left and fully done. Very nice. Nice. Didn't get your suck off yet. What is going on, Gavin? What? Movie quotes, I see. Yeah, I am not an avid movie watcher, so I will miss those. Much like how I will miss music references, because I am not an avid music listener or an avid TV watcher. I am not an avid culture consumer. Unless you reference video games or anime, it's probably going to miss me. I am a gamer and a weeb. The worst combination possible. Oh, it's from a movie called Run, Ronnie, Run. Yep, I have never heard of that movie. About a redneck that gets his own reality TV show? Right. I think I need to continue this lightning bolt down onto the front shield, or the front hood cover here. I think that'd be quite nice. Better than a reality TV star becoming president, I'll tell you that much. Now, what could you possibly be referencing there? Reagan, of course. Oh, of course, of course. Wrong, 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 wrong. It's a lot of wrongs. That also happens to be a TV quote from a show you didn't even like, but it had one or two moments worth remembering. I see. Yeah. These will all go over my head. Though technically, everything you say could be a TV quote. Reagan at least had a governing philosophy. Yeah, not gonna lie, I have no idea. All I know about Reagan is that he was a US president. I just know the name. I don't know anything about him. Realistically, you could potentially have a conversation that was nothing but TV and movie quotes. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of friends who, whenever they meet, they have conversations, or their conversation just consists entirely of them back and forth reciting full episodes of SpongeBob. Like, that is just their interactions. One of them will quote a SpongeBob episode, and then the other will then say the following line. And they just go back and forth like that. It's quite weird. It's a little bit crazy. Best thing you can say about Reagan is that relative to current leaders, he could have a coherent conversation. Right. Well, I mean, I don't think that's a particularly high bar to set, though. Say what you will about Reagan, but at least he wasn't a bitter asshole passing himself off as a disinterested technocrat, a bumbling hypocritical dullard, or an egomaniacal man-child. Yep. The state of the world, huh? Oh man, I'm really happy with how this is coming along, I'm not gonna lie. Past 3 presidents have been mint. Yeah, I feel like, in general, it is hard to be happy with state of politics for people in general. Like, I feel like Australia's doing pretty well with our current administration. It's not perfect, but you know what? I like when I don't hear about what my government has been up to every day. I like when the news cycle isn't constantly telling me what the Prime Minister is doing. Look, if I'm not hearing about my Prime Minister, that means he's doing a good job. Albo at least has the balls to defend the public health system against foreign interference. Yeah, like Albo he's been popping off. I like Albo is our boy. I like him. All right, but yeah, I think this is coming along quite nicely, honestly. I think the underside is definitely a bit busy, but hopefully we can balance that out somehow. But the top is really nice. I really like that. But yeah, although it's quite early, I'm probably going to call it here for the day. Just because I have other stuff that I want to work on today. and I feel like we've made really nice progress. We've done pretty much all of the lightning effects on it now, so now it will just be metallics and maybe some of the other heraldry, like the wings, whose elbow, Anthony Albanese, Australian Prime Minister. But yeah, I'm probably going to call it here for the day. A shorter stream, but I feel like we've done some good work. Thanks for hopping by, guys, and sorry about the more sparse streaming schedule for the week. It is what it is. I will catch you guys all later. Have a good day or night, and yeah, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.